Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal. Today, let's take a look at this announcement by Motilal Oswal. They have suspended lump sum investments in their Nasdaq 100 fund of funds and the S&P 500 index fund, and also the newly launched the MSCI EAFE top 100 index funds. So, why was this done? So, until June 3rd, 2021, each fund could only invest each fund house could only invest 600 million USD cumulatively across all its schemes combined. But then it was enhanced by SEBI from June 3rd to 1 billion. But considering how the market moved up and also the inflows, if you look at the combined AUM of the Nasdaq 100 ETF, this includes the the fund of fund AUM. The fund of fund invests in the ETF, so you must only look at the Nasdaq 100 ETF plus the S&P 500 index fund and the MSCI top 100 index fund. This is about 900 million USD. Of course, this is very approximate. Current levels would be higher, so that is the reason why they have suspended lump sum and switch-ins from other funds into this fund as a precaution. The Association of Mutual Funds have appealed to SEBI, and I think they should be able to get the limit enhanced in a month or so. Motilal Oswal does not say that you can't start an SIP. So you can start an SIP as far as my understanding of the circular goes. Existing SIPs will not be affected, but new SIPs can also be started, but they have not specified any limit or something like that. But I think there's some clarity is required on this issue. Now, are the ETFs affected? This is a problem. Indirectly, yes, because you can't stop an ETF. You can't stop people from buying an ETF, because ETF trades like a stock. You have to have both buying and selling in it. So you can't suspend buying alone for the ETF. But 71% of the ETF AUM is from the fund of fund. Now, if the fund of fund does not buy more units, then there will be liquidity issues. Price nav deviations can occur, because old viewers may know that I had talked about the price nav deviation in this fund, in the ETF, prior to the inception of the fund of fund. Before that, there was a huge price nav deviations. Only after the fund of fund came into play, the price nav deviations came down, but that can again increase because of this problem. But it is a temporary issue, but it can affect the ETF. So please be careful. If you are invested in the ETF, please be careful while selling or buying. Does this affect the Parak Flexi Cap Fund? Well, not yet. So the Flexi Cap Fund has got about 20,000 crores of AUM. If you take about 35% of that to be international equity approximately, then they currently hold about 700 million USD. So there is some leverage, but not much. So they also will, if SEBI does not change the limit, enhance the limit, and the markets keeps moving up, then they also will be forced to suspend lump sum, similarly to Motilal. Is SEBI to blame here? Well, to a certain extent, yes. They did enhance the limit, but did they take into account the rate at which the AUM is flowing in? Did they take into account market movements? Did they listen to AMFI? That's not known, but they should enhance the limit now. I think that such a situation should not have occurred. They should have acted soon or made it higher. Now, why should there be a limit in the first place? I am not sure. I don't know the answer to this. Now, is the fund house to blame? Is Motilal Oswal to blame? To a certain extent, I would say yes. Not with respect to the S&P 500 fund and the Nasdaq 100, but they, even after the circular in June, they went ahead and launched two new international funds, the MSCI Top 100 Fund and the Nasdaq Quality 50 ETF. They knew very well that this problem can occur, because these funds were launched only in December 2021. So they should have anticipated it, and probably they should have delayed the launch, or they thought they'll get the SEBI nod to increase the limit and so on. Whatever. I think that they should have handled this better. But whatever it is, what is more important is what should investors do. I think investors should do nothing. Wait for the limits to be enhanced. You don't need another Nasdaq 100 or fund or another international fund in your portfolio. Already most investor portfolios are cluttered enough. Couple of months of waiting for the suspension to be cleared is not going to make a great difference in anybody's life. So my recommendation is do nothing. Wait and then you can invest once they clear the suspension.